Hey, hey, hey. Embrace the money. Ooh. Y'all like that? Hey, it's Dr. J, and we are back for our book club. We are reading The Compound Effect. Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And we are going to finish up chapter 2 today. We are on page 45. And guess what the chapter is called? The Money Tree. The money tree. Did you ever have your parents say your money doesn't grow on trees? Well, honey, where does money come from? It comes from paper. Where does paper come from? It comes from trees. The money tree. Just breathe in abundance, you guys. Breathe it in and breathe out. Self-limiting lies. Self-limiting beliefs. Money is limited as it is not. All right. So let me cut that off. And we're going to get right into finishing these last 10 pages of chapter 2. We're going to read page 45 to 55. Okay. So make sure you like and subscribe so that you can become aware the next time we go to chapter 3. All right. Money tree. This is going to be good, y'all. So stay to the end, okay? Stay to the end. You might need to get your pen and paper. 12 years ago, let me get some water real quick, clear my throat. 12 years ago, I had a wonderful assistant, Kathleen. She earned $40,000 a year at the time. She was tasked to manage the registration table situated at the back of the room during one of my lectures on entrepreneurship and wealth building. The next week, she came into my office. I heard you talk about saving 10% of everything you earn, she told me. That sounds nice, but there's no way I could do that. It's totally unrealistic. She proceeded to tell me about all her bills and all her financial obligations. After she wrote them all out, it was obvious there really wasn't any money left over at the end of the month. I need a raise, she said. I'll do better than that, I told her. I'm going to teach you how to become wealthy. It wasn't the answer she was looking for, but she agreed. Some of y'all need to agree because it's not the answer you're used to. It's not the answer of limiting belief like money grows on trees. Yes, it does. It's not the limited belief answer you're looking for. And that's why you're in the situation that you're in, maybe. Okay? But she agreed to try something new. Some of you guys got to agree to try something new even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it's a new territory, a new area, a new subject, a new environment. I taught Kathleen how to track her spending, and she began to carry her notebook. I told her to open a separate savings account with only $33, just 1% of her existing monthly income. I then showed her how to live on $33 less the next month. Bring in her own lunch just one day a week instead of going downstairs to the deli and ordering a sandwich, chips, and a drink. The next month, I had her save only 2%, $67. She saved the additional $33 by changing her cable subscription service. The next month, we went up to 3%. We canceled her subscription to People's Magazine. It was time to study her own life. It was time to study her own life. I don't know who that's for, but you got to study your own life because it's your life that depends on it. Ooh. And instead of going to Starbucks twice a week, I told Kathleen to buy the Starbucks beans and other fancy fixings and make her own coffee in the office. She grew to like that even better. Me too. By the end of the year, Kathleen was saving 10% of every dollar she earned without noticing a significant impact on her lifestyle. She was amazed. That one discipline also had a ripple effect on many other disciplines in her life. She calculated what she spent on mind-numbing entertainment and began investing that money on personal growth instead. After feeding her mind with several hundred hours of inspirational and instructional content, her creativity started to soar. She brought me several ideas on how we could make and save more money in our organization. She presented me with a plan that she would implement in her spare time if I promised to reward her with 10% of all the money-saving strategies and 15% of all the new revenue strategies that proved profitable. By the end of the second year, she was earning more than $100,000 a year on the same $40,000 base salary. Kathleen eventually started her own independent contract service business that took off. I ran into Kathleen in an airport 2 years ago. She now earns more than $250,000 a year and has saved and created more than $1 million in assets. She's a millionaire. All starting from the choice to take one small step and start saving $33 a month. Time is of the essence. The earlier you start making small changes, listen to me carefully, the earlier you start making small changes, the more powerful the compound effect works in your favor. Make it personal. Suppose your friend listened to Dave Ramsey's advice and began putting $250 a month into an IRA when she got her first job after graduating from college at age 23. You, on the other hand, then started saving until you're 40. Or maybe you started saving a little earlier, but cleaned out your retirement account because you didn't notice any great gains. By the time your friend is 40, she never has to invest another dollar and will have more than $1 million by the age of 67, growing at 8% interest compounded monthly. You continue to invest $250 every month until you reach 67, the normal retirement age for Social Security for those born after 1960. That means you're saving for 27 years in contrast to her 17 years. You following me? When you're ready to retire, you'll have less than $300,000 and you will have invested $27,000 more than your friend. Even though you saved for many more years and invested much more cash, you still end up with less than a third of the money you could have. That's what happens when we procrastinate. That's what happens when we neglect necessary behaviors, when we neglect habits, when we neglect disciplines. Don't wait another day to start the small disciplines that will lead you in the direction of your goals. Are you telling yourself that you're starting too late? Or so late that you're already way behind the 8 ball and can never catch up? That's just another tired tape in your head. It's time to turn that tape off. It's never too late to reap the benefits of the compound effect. Never too late to reap those benefits, okay? Suppose you've always wanted to play the piano, but feel it's too late because you're about to turn 40. If you start now, by the time your retirement age, you could be a master and you'll have been playing for 25 years. The key is to start now. Type in the comments now, N-O-W, now. Every great act, every fantastic event starts with small steps. The first step always looks harder than it actually is. But what if 25 years is too long? What if you've only got time or patience for 10 years? In Brian Tracy's book, Focal Point, 2002, he models how to improve any area of your life by 1,000%. Not 10x, not even 100x, but 1,000x, 1,000%. Let me outline it for you. Make sure to like and subscribe. All you have to do is improve yourself, improve your performance, and your output and earnings by 0.1% each workday. You even get to slack off on weekends. That is 1/1000. Do you think you could do that? Of course, anyone can do that. Simple. Do it each day of the week, and you'll improve by 0.5% each week. Translation is not much. Equaling, but it's 2% each month, which compounded adds up to 26% each year. 2 times 12. Well, 2 times 12 is 24. Okay, so your income now doubled though, each 2.9 years. By year 10, you can be performing and earning 1,000% what you are now. Isn't that amazing? You need to like and subscribe and keep listening and take notes. You don't have to put in 1,000% more effort or 1,000% more work. That was a lie our parents told us and taught us. 1,000% more hours. Just 1/10 of 1% improvement each day. That's it. Success is a half marathon. Here's another story. Beverly was a salesperson for an educational software company for which I was doing a turnaround. One day, she told me about a friend who was running a half marathon the upcoming weekend. I could never do such a thing, Beverly, who was significantly overweight, assured me. I get winded going up a single flight of stairs. If you want to, you could choose to do what your friend is doing, I told her. If you want to, I told her, you can choose to. She balked, saying, there's absolutely no way. My first step was to help Beverly find her motivation. So, Beverly, why would you want to run the half marathon? Well, my 20-year high school reunion is coming up next summer, and I want to look fabulous. But I've gained so much weight since I've had my second child 5 years ago, I don't know how I can do it. Bingo. Now we have a motivating goal. But I proceeded with caution. If you've ever tried to lose weight, you probably know the drill. Buy an expensive gym membership, drop a fortune on personal trainers, new equipment, specify new workout clothes, great athletic footwear, work out vigorously for a week or so, then turn your elliptical machine into a clothes drying rack. Ditch the gym, let your sneakers mold in the corner. I wanted to try a better way with Beverly. By the way, I have meal replacement shakes. You can go to the bio and get you a meal replacement shake, 6 different flavors. Okay, I wanted to try a better way with Beverly. I knew that if I could get her to choose just one new habit, she'd get hooked. Oh, that website. The website is shopwithdrj.com. Shopwithdrj.com. She'd get hooked, and all the other behaviors would naturally fall in line. I asked Beverly to drive her car around the block and map out a 1-mile loop from her house. Then I told her to walk the loop 3 times over a period of 2 weeks. Notice that I didn't ask her to start by running the mile. Instead, I started with a small, easy task that required no major stretch. Then I had her walk the loop 3 times in 1 week for an additional 2 weeks. Each day, she made the choice to continue on. Next, I told Beverly to start a slow jog, only as far as she felt comfortable. As soon as she started feeling breathless, she was to stop and continue walking. I asked her to do this until she could run 1/4, then 1/2, and then 3/4 of that mile. It took 3 more weeks, 9 outings before she could jog a full mile. After a total of 7 weeks, she was jogging the whole loop. That might seem like a long time for such a short victory, right? After all, half a marathon is 13 miles. I'm getting like choked up in here. There's a little bit of smoke from the kitchen. One mile is nothing. What was something, however, was that Beverly was beginning to see how her choices to get fit for the reunion, her why power, as I'll soon explain, was fueling her new health habits. The compound effect had been set in motion and was starting its miraculous process. I then asked Beverly to increase her distance 1/8 of a mile each outing, at almost a noticeable length, maybe only 300 steps further. Within 6 months, she was running 9 miles without any discomfort at all. In 9 months, She was running 13.5 miles regularly, more than the distance of a half marathon, as part of her running routine. More exciting, though, was what happened in other areas of her life. Beverly lost her cravings for chocolate, a lifelong obsession, and heavy, fatty foods. Gone. The increased energy she felt from the cardiovascular exercise and better eating choices helped her bring more enthusiasm to her work. Her sales performance doubled during the same period, which was great for me. As we saw in the previous chapter, the ripple effects of all this momentum raised her self-esteem, which made her more affectionate towards her husband. Their relationship became more passionate than it had been since college because she had renewed energy. Her interaction with her children became more active and animated. She noticed she no longer had time to hang out with her Debbie Downer friends, who still gathered together after work for greasy appetizers and drinks. She made new healthy friends in a running club she joined. Y'all catch that nugget? You got to kind of join the clubs of where you're trying to go. That wasn't in the book, but I gave that one to you free. Okay, which led to a whole host of additional positive choices, behaviors, and habits. Following that first conversation in my office, Beverly's decision to find her why power and commit to a series of small steps, she lost more than 40 pounds, becoming a walking and board for fit and empowered women. Today, battery's about to go out, so I got to run through this. We're almost at the end. Today, Beverly runs full marathons. Your life is a product of your moment-to-moment choices. In our Success CD, TV's Biggest Loser fitness trainer Jillian Michaels shared with me a powerful childhood story. When I was a kid, my mom would have these elaborate Easter egg hunts for me. I would run around the house, and when I would get close to a hidden egg, she said, "Oh, you're warm. You know, you're getting closer. Oh, you're on fire." And then you move away from the egg, she goes, "Oh, you're cold. You're freezing." I teach contestants that on a moment-to-moment basis. I need them to think about their happiness and their ultimate goals as being warm, how every choice and every decision they make in the moment is getting them closer to that ultimate goal or away. Are you getting warmer to it? Or are you freezing and getting cold away from it? Since your outcomes are all a result of your moment-to-moment choices, I'm talking to you, you have incredible power to change your life by changing those choices. Don't let nobody take your choices away from you. You have choices. Step by step, day by day, your choices may be limited, but you have choices. Now we got to get to you having more choices. Step by step, day by day, your choices will shape your actions until they become habits, where practice makes them permanent. Losing is a habit. So is winning. Now let's work on permanently instilling winning habits into our life. Eliminate sabotaging habits and instill the needed positive habits. And you can take your life in any direction you desire to the heights of your greatest imagination. Yes. This is how. You ready? It sounds all great, right? Here's the homework. If you really want to do the work, here's what you start by doing. What area, person, or circumstance in your life do you struggle with the most? Start journaling all the aspects of that situation that you are grateful for. Say it again. What area, persons, or circumstance do you struggle with the most? Start journaling all the aspects of that situation that you are grateful for. Keep a record of everything that reinforces and expands your gratitude in that area. Yes, the struggle. Look at the struggle and think of all the things you're grateful for. We're going to work on money mindset, okay? That's the first thing you do. Number 2, where in your life are you not taking 100% responsibility for the success or failure of your present condition? Take responsibility for the success of how far you've come. Take responsibility for where things are not as great as they could be. Write down 3 things you have done in the past that have messed things up. Be honest. Take responsibility. List 3 things you should have done but didn't. Write out 3 things that happened to you but you responded poorly. Write down 3 things you can start doing right now to take back responsibility for the outcome of your life. Start tracking at least one behavior in one area of your life you'd like to change and improve. Money, nutrition, fitness, recognizing others, being more thankful, parenting, reading, any area. That's your task. And make sure you like and subscribe because the next chapter, chapter 3, is all about the habits, baby. I am Dr. J. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody else who could benefit. Take care. God bless you.